Clarinet and cornet solos, raise their hand, please. Okay. Second movement, please. Good first read. Although lovely sound, however, just for the purposes of this, can I just have clarinet playing that line? Do you have just a regular line as well?
At the beginning.
Yeah, or is it just the solo part?
It says solo.
Okay, yeah. If you don't mind, I'd like just clarinet for this. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Everyone, at the beginning, let's be a little more confident. I'll try to show clear gestures with that. First two measures, it is marked pianissimo. We can come out a little more, but I want people to bring it back when we bring the clarinet in. Let's just try that just opening a couple times. Yeah, we can get a lot more sound on that. It's kind of, I'm hearing the attack and then I'm just hearing it dying, but we have these sustain notes here, so make sure we're holding them for their full value. So, I almost envision it like church bells. That might not be accurate to the story, but that's kind of the sound I have in my head right now. So one more time at the beginning. Now we back down. Another thing to say about all these dotted half notes or things that are 3/4 worth, let's not cut off before the other one comes in. So I don't want to hear ba, ba, I want to hear ba, ba, and then you're off. So wait for the next one to come in. Solo clarinet does a lot better, but let's go ahead and rehearse the ad lib there. I wrote in a little retardando, so bum, 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 bum. and I'll try to show it a little clearer. So find A, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go actually just right on 3 before A. Everybody. Bar after, or right on A, anyone who has the cascading stuff. Someone raise their hand and tell me what they envision when they hear this. Don't overthink it. Yeah, we're out at C. These are waves, so really nice and smooth, up and down, follow the contour of the line. Anyone with cascades, starting with second clarinet is first one to come in, right at A. Can we connect that? Let's connect that really smoothly. I don't want any breaks between the notes, so you really need to be listening to each other here. So I'll just start you at A, and then I want all the cascading people to just play. So right at A. Better. Let's take everyone at A now, putting everyone back in, cornet solo. Here we go, right at A. One more time, I think we were off by a measure. Right on A, and I'll give you a clear cue to the cornet. And then we should probably move on after that to last minute. So right at A.
While it's fresh on Dr. Morehouse's mind, let's have her work with you here on this, on second movement.
Are you an intense guy?
Try to be.
You try to be? You have a great smile.
Oh, thank you.
Don't you like to sing that face?
Yes.
On the beginning of this? Yeah, I think you guys are such good musicians. You don't trust yourself to let that innate part of yourself come out. One thing, so going back, you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about the cascading eighth notes. Boy, do I like the cello sound in here. I think we should rewrite this to really put cellos in this piece. What was the particular place that was bothering you exactly?
It was right between the previous voice and the cello.
What rhythm, what note did they have? What was,
Oh gosh.
what type of note was it?
Just like an eighth note, or do you mean pitch-wise?
You look at it, no, not pitch, just the rhythm.
Yeah, just ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum-bum. It was an eighth note at the
It
very
was
end.
an eighth note, right.
Yeah.
And so all you needed to say was clarinets and saxophones. Would you take your pencil and put a tenuto marking over that eighth note? And then that would have fixed everything, and you would have saved about 3 minutes.
Okay,
With all of that.
all right.
Because you knew the answer, but when you're teaching, and I'm assuming that we're not teaching one another, we're teaching younger grade level. And so it's important that you absorb everything that you absorb in your classes here, but then you find another language, a different language, to talk to students that don't know what intensity means, or when we were going into the suspension area, you shouted something out, and everybody knew what that meant, but a ninth grader may not know what that means.
Sure.
And so to be really succinct is going to make your teaching that much more enjoyable and more expedient.
Okay.
So yeah, find the heart of the problem and then move there. So in the beginning, who's playing the E-flat clarinet cue? Anybody? If I'm not mistaken, I think you have to have the E-flat clarinet part in order to make this chord.
Where is that?
What is it? It's okay, I just throw that out. So just important, the E-flat clarinet is an important animal for this particular piece here.
Sure.
But let's go back to the beginning. And you said this was about waves and water? That part?
I was referring more to the cascading part.
Okay.
Here, I kind of made the analogy of kind of like church bells, cathedral bells.
Okay.
Bong, 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 bong. And then to kind of have that fade into the background, but still be present, obviously.
Okay, and your definition of andante is what?
Kind of walking tempo. Took an exam on this like a month ago.
Okay. And the title of the piece is?
Song Without Words.
Or
I'll Love My Love.
I'll Love My Love,
Yeah.
yeah. And so for me, this is more connected. And so can we do this again, and maybe you think about more connection with everything?
Sure.
And I do agree that the beginning notes are important, but for me, they're more of a connective tissue to what is setting up, and not so much of you're not doing a pizzicato, but you're almost implying
Okay.
a pizzicato, and I don't think it's pizzicato, I think it's more long sound to there.
Right.
All right, and then I want you to work the balances in the room, because we're not playing to the melody,
Okay.
okay? And you know where the melody is,
Yeah.
okay? Now, part of that is you're like this going through it. You don't have to do that, okay? And again, you're working way too hard,
Okay.
all right?
All right.
So kind eyes, all right? When you're doing the pinchy thing, there was, a time ago, I don't know what show it was on, but, you know, I'm gonna.
Squish your head.
What was it?
Squishing your
Saturday
head.
Night Live?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that, I'm gonna, so when you do this, it makes me want to look at this more so than this in here. You guys have good technique, but I would just pull this back a little bit and relax, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right? You have to set the mood.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
You guys start with me, ready? Again, I'll be more clear, right? One more time for the horn, right?
So they don't need much.
Work it, it's in the tip of the tongue, you just barely come up and come back down, and then you will show us what you want style-wise. But you want the sound, so as soon as you hit the ictus, then you're gently going to pull it back versus what you're trying to do is ping. I did it more deliberately than what you did. That was better, okay? And again, the melody is all horizontal until we get into the cascading part there. So use this space here, okay? All right. Relax, flex your face. Yes, nice. Tempo change. time beat at all.
Okay.
And watch what happens, okay? Now, believe it or not, you can do this with sixth graders, okay? If you teach them how to keep time, okay, and it's innately in all of us, then you can just work on your music, all right? But as conductors, sometimes we're control freaks, you know. 1, 3, 1, 3. The musicians are going, oh, jeez, just tell me what you want me to do. You know,
Yeah.
I can go deep here, okay?
Sure.
So again, you're a very good musician. And so, now, the thing about beginning conducting, or the second year of conducting, you're still learning how to use all of these things, okay, while you're doing this. But I would get the time beating out of the way and communicate with your soloist. And then when the harmony changes and gets really interesting, then go and massage those parts, all right? Especially toward the end of musical phrases, and then take us back, okay? And make that go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Kind of a hard thing
Yeah.
to do. But when you're moving your arms, slower velocity will work well for you, okay? And again, keeping that really kind and simple face. How much time do we have?
Let's go ahead and do blacksmith.
Yeah, let's do blacksmith. Let me see you on that one.
Try to temper my intensity on this one.
Now.
Now you want the intensity.
Yeah. Always the band challenge, that last two measures. Let's work on that before anything else. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum. I'm going to be really literal with my, what I give you. Last two measures. That held together a lot better. Sure, I would love that.
If you pull back the rebound, they're not going to play until you give them the rebound. And if everything is up here, it gets very confusing.
So pull back on two, you're saying?
Yeah, and you don't have to always come from here. You can come from here, you know, you can come from all kinds of sides. You are a speed demon. What is this piece about?
Hammering,
Who's hammering?
the blacksmith.
What does the blacksmith look like?
He's a big lumbering guy.
Yeah, he's
He
got
probably
lots of
can't
hair on
hammer
his
that
legs,
fast.
too.
He's got a deadline to meet though.
Yeah. Yeah, but the hammer is heavy, kind of
Right.
like Thor.
Yeah.
Right. They're not as good looking as Thor.
Yeah.
Okay, but this, you know the words to this one,
No, I do not know.
but you will learn the words.
I absolutely
You will
will.
learn, okay, all right. Yeah, so you're not, you've got to look like a blacksmith.
He's saying it unless he's got to sit in your lap and read together. Reading time.
And keep your rebounds low
Okay,
versus popping up first, okay?
all right,
So, let's see, try to begin from the beginning.
all right, I'll take it here slow.
Because the trumpet players were cursing you when they would have to go dee 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 dee.
Yeah.
There's no way they can get that style when they're dee 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 dee.
Right. Okay, I'm done.
And your hand, that's not a lumber, that's not a, change of grip, there you go. Full of music, energy, but you're not gonna rush.
Okay.
This is all about silence. The whole beginning is about silence. Silent, that's important. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Slow it down. Happier. Verses.
Okay.
Okay?
Trying to think how I would feel if I was doing all the hammering.
Yeah, but we just put the hammer down, and now we got a cold glass of water, okay? All right. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, we'll probably need to move on to our next one.
Okay.
Nice job, Alex.
It's not clarinet blast, I promise.
Okay, let's
All right. So let's look at the beginning, movement 2. Leave the solo out for now. I just want to hear everyone else. All these attacks to be very crisp and understated. Not aggressive, but I want them to be very no fuzzy gray areas. Right at the beginning. So let's make sure we match across the ensemble right when we attack. That's a lot better. Again, let's review from last time. Remember, let's make sure we're holding our notes full value so that they're connecting. So, beginning voice, don't cut out until you hear the voice on beat 3 coming in. So
All right,
one more time.
let's try this again. And the people that are playing here now, let's go ahead and sing your part. Probably have that pitch in your head, right? And you just conduct again.
Okay.
And do exactly what he's showing you. Da, da, da. All right, then he changes it a little bit, right? Because at first, do you guys remember what he was doing at all? It was more like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what is the marking there? What does it say?
It just says pianissimo. There's no articulation mark.
Yeah. So I think, and what, right now you have opportunity to work with advanced players. So what is the minimum amount of movement you can give them? Experiment with that.
All right. So let's try singing.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing, with the left hand, why don't you turn it over and do the same thing. What does that portray to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got it down, do that again. That's kind of like, oh, nope, I don't want to put now. Yeah, open that up. Now, maybe they get their elbows away from the body a little bit. Yes. Invite them to play. Let's go ahead and play from the beginning.
And we can put the solo back in there. lot better already. Doing those things definitely help. Now, I'd like everyone to play a little softer. I don't want to change the character of it because I like what I'm hearing, but I want to bring the soloist out a little more, and I don't want to ask him to push the volume anymore than it already is. And we can add some more shaping here. So when we go up, just natural ebb and flow of the line. So let's go ahead, right back at the beginning, because we have time.
Pause, all great ideas.
Okay.
The size of your gestures right now, I think eventually you are already here.
Okay.
So let's think about economy. And all what we were saying verbally to them too was that they were playing, the covenant was doing what?
Too loud.
Too loud. And a lot of that is, because we're,
Okay.
so if you can, yes, have your left hand here, but, and even when the solos, get out of the way. That way, when you want to show emphasis, you can do that. I would think a lot of your gestures would be a lot smaller, so you don't have to work so hard. I mean, there are points where you were wanting to lean in, and all that. You don't need to do that, especially at this volume, no way.
All right.
So, put yourself in a box that's more just in this range here, okay? No bigger than that.
All right. Try again from the top. So count with me before A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before A. I'd like to take the pickups into that from beat 4. Play that measure, stop on the downbeat of the next measure. I want everyone to listen to that harmony. It's a really great chord there. So I'll give the pickups. 3. Stop on this chord. And resolve it. Yeah. So, really great tension and release there. So in that bar before, leading up to that harmony, you need to drive a little more and build that tension, and it culminates on that bar, and then we resolve, and we feel so much better. So, with that in mind, let's take it at the same place. Pickups 2, 5 before A.
All right, new rule here for you. You're not allowed to talk anymore except for saying where to start. All has to be in your gestures.
Okay. 5 before A.
to start, no, just tell who wear what, or who wear, not.
All right. Everyone except for solo at the, right at the up tempo, they're kind of where we stop. Okay. Let me make sure I have you in the right place here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before the end of that movement. 5 before the end. Put the solo back in, that was my fault. I do want the solo.
Since we don't have a sax, I have the sax keys, do you want me to play those two?
No, because there's a harmony on 3 before the end that I want to hear. So, does anyone else have sax cues? Can I have you on that? Thanks. 5 before the end. Hold. Okay.
All right, you can talk.
Okay. I want us to listen for where I just stopped on 3 before the end, that major chord. Everyone who cuts off there, hold it a little longer. A tempo. Stretch it. Yes. Okay. Do we have someone covering the phony maze notes there? 2 before the end.
I can.
Do you have it in your part trombones?
We have a third.
Yeah, if you do, that'd be great. All right. Back at letter A. More flowing, more written. We talked about this last week a little bit. Smooth everything out. When we go down and when we hit peaks, just touch it and play. Letter
Let's pause real quick, sorry.
A. Okay.
Some very, very good stuff. The reason I did that, when I took the verbal stuff away from you, you had to communicate with your gestures, and they were a lot richer, denser with information, more dense with information, and there was a lot of really expressive phrasing going on. I think you'll notice a difference on there. The only suggestion I have is, are still wanting to, if you can be more stable and do those things that you were doing without trying to get your torso involved, that would be really, really, really great.
Okay.
Okay? So keep trying to put all this out here and not, and you have the tendency to want to say things verbally while they're playing too.
Yeah.
Show it here.
Okay.
Some things you can't show, like that E flat is sharp or
Yeah.
flat. You can't say that, right?
Mhm.
And even there, I want you to listen to that chord. Maybe you could do that gesturally, but almost everything else you can say.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Let's run it out A to the end, and let's go a little bit great for that. Letter A. Thanks for covering this online. A lot of great things happening. Let's move to the third movement now. We'll have one more rotation where I'm up here, so we'll work on a couple other things at that point.
tempo.
Not that fast.
Let's see, right just right now. And right in there would be perfect. Now, can you, while they're getting these up, limit the rebound? Let's see that more. Let's actually stop the rebound. Try it with the left hand turned over. And that left hand, you do some things too, like, some kind of, pointed gestures or, yeah, it doesn't have to be like just
Right.
like that kind of thing. Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. Let's start it. Let's get into it a little bit.
This piece always wants to propel forward a little bit, and what can you do to not let that happen?
It probably has to do with the rebound a
Yeah,
little bit.
you're in total control. They're not going to go. Like, just give them that first note and not the second. Play from the beginning.
Let's try it.
Or just stop somewhere in there.
Okay. Almost.
Yeah.
Top again. Pretty good.
Good. Now you have them watching at least.
All right. All right.
Let's take it up. Now that left hand, I would avoid being, having it down. It just, from a tone perspective, you're probably not going to get the sound you want. I mean, you want it, what here? Heavy.
Yeah.
So
Really.
more, carry a boulder. Let's see you carry a boulder. Out there, the left hand can be, yes. And if you are out there and you stop the rebound, that's a great blacksmith.
All
Good.
right. Let's go before I lose this. Try with me again. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth measure, where you have the diminuendo. I'll try to show it before I say anything. What I want. Voices who enter in that second bar on the third beat. More. Surprise us. Same place.
Pause. What's the largest dynamic in this piece?
Fortissimo at the beginning. I don't know if it goes to triple F at any point. Oh, it does. Yeah, on the one note.
So,
Okay.
when you cued the melody here, it was pretty large.
Okay.
So I would think there's a English conductor that does a lot of band music, and this is one of the pieces. And one of his sayings is forte is a light dynamic. Okay, and he even has T-shirts that he'll wear all these T-shirts that he'll take them off, and that's one of his sayings. Forte is a light dynamic. So that applies here.
Okay.
And a side story, one time we gave him a T-shirt at another university where I worked at, and he took all of his, he's like a 65-year-old English man, very white and hairy and gray, and he took it all off in front of the group, and we're like, oh, don't do that, anyway. But forte is a light dynamic, all right?
Okay. Promise I'll keep the clothes on.
Yes,
All right.
please.
Let's try it back at the beginning. Anytime we have dotted figures, da-da-da, or ba-da-da, stretch it a little bit. This is what I see as the hammer. So, great impression, I know. find 1, 2, 3, count with me from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pickups into the 7th bar. We're going to start there. 2. Part of the piece. Before C, 1, 2, 3 bars. Are we all clear on what I'm doing in that bar before C? I'm going to dictate. It's not going to be a turn the key kind of thing. I'm going to dictate that note.
I'm going to throw a wrench at you.
Okay.
Do something, don't mirror with your left hand. You're not allowed to mirror with your left hand.
All right. Same place, 3 before C. Very good, 2 before the end. Let's work on it a little bit still to make sure it's count with me from the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do pickups to 4 before the end. That's sounding really good. Let's see, how much time do we have?
That got a lot better. Once you started to adjust for dynamics too and realize that forte is just,
Kind of
there's still fortissimo, there's still fortissimo. That way it was better. And then when I told you not to use your left hand, it forced you, for the most part, you were doing, some great things. Like towards the end, you'd have to figure out, and you're like, what do I do? But there were a lot of really, really great things. And it gave you a different dynamic because there's constant this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what can we do? And there just needs more variation, and that was a great way to do it. It's a lot of improvement today. Very good. Josh Miller. It is your turn.
I'm gonna move over in a second. So we got 1, 2, and 3 trumpet? No, trumpet, not cornet. Trumpet.
Where do you want the trumpet parts to sit?
Trumpets, if you could be on this side, and then cornets over there. So you and me just switch it. Oh, wait, are you a trumpet? Yeah, cornets by the horns.
Yeah, can we just switch parts? Thank you.
You told me to play this. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm so sorry. Can we have the trumpets over there with the horns? Sorry about that.
Conductors with their...
Right, you're on first cornet, right? Yeah, second cornet. First, second, third. I can smell this watching. Probably failing these days.
Alright, let's do it.
All right. Second movement, last 5 bars. Moving 8th notes only. Quiet, please. All right, so that's second clarinet. Last 5 bars of the second movement. Anyone who plays 8th notes. No low brass. Okay, that's awesome. So we're going to, all right. So when we have these moving 8th notes, anytime we have a last note, hold it out a little longer. And then alto saxophone, I want you on that first note of that little bit, stretch it out a little bit. Because it's just you moving there. Let's put everyone in, last 5 bars. Okay, great. Now, violins, I'd like to hear you just there. Listen to the way that they're spinning these notes. Are you playing the flute part?
Flute.
You're playing the flute part, so you're in the, let's hear you on your bar there. Listen to the way the violins are kind of spinning these notes here, just on your note. Yeah, let's try to emulate that. So let's put everyone back in. I still want to have the 8th note concept. Put everyone back in. Ooh, we can use some of the whole notes, but we're always going somewhere with them. Last 5 bars. Okay, thank you for covering that part. Let's hear the second to last bar. Let's just hold that chord for balance. Can I hear the root in the 5th, please? Yeah, the 3rd in. Okay, yeah, you guys, you balance that out as we went along, so keep that concept in mind. Thank you. Next, letter A, please. Let's start from there. Let's go for a little bit. I'll talk later. All right, let's take it, please, before the tempo. Count back with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pickups to 6 before. 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, no, that's okay. Let's take it easy. Let's go back to A. Let's go back to A. Right at A. Right at A. Thank you. Hold this down, B. Hold. Yes. So we're leading to there. Let's make that more brilliant. So that was da 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 da. Count back from that measure where we stopped. 1, 2, 3. Right on 3 before that measure. and then I want to rehearse some of the third movement. Celli, on that chord, when you go down, dig it a little more. I really want the contrast of the flute violin concept with your bass notes.
So is the high point at the downbeat, or do you want us to continue that?
I want you to continue it, yeah, when you come in with that.
So let's, before we move on to blacksmith
Sure.
here, sometimes it seems a little bit
Okay.
frantic, erratic, like, you know,
Yeah.
this kind of thing going on here, and your feet are shuffling and everything. Just calm down, state
Okay.
what you want, and I think that will help kind of with the piece too. You know, it just
Yeah.
kind of seems,
Okay.
you know, erratic a little bit.
Yeah.
You use some good words to describe this music, like flowing and connected. I would love to see some of that in your conducting. And one thing you do is you don't need both hands to mirror necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, this is not the music for that. I would say that connect, and that would help the pass-offs and the connections that you're telling them to do. You can enable them to do that better. The other thing is when we breathe audibly, we enable the ensemble to not have to look at us for downbeats. They just have to listen for every time. So
Okay.
make sure you can show a breath, but you don't have to do it audibly.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, blacksmith. Let's start right at the beginning. I'm gonna stop you. Thank you. I will be a little more clear in the measure of diminuendo, but we don't need to do quite as much. Count with me from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bar number 7. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum. Right now, I'd like you to play that measure and draw out that third beat, that quarter note a little longer. Put more weight on it. Let's do the pickups into that measure. I'll give you 2. 1, 2. Thank you. Horn, can I hear you play that? 1, 2. Yes, so right now I'm hearing a really good bum bum ba da bum, and then on the third beat I'm hearing you come back bum bum ba da bum bum. Drive into that. Can I hear you one more time? 1, 2. Better. Let's put everyone back in. Match that side. Try one more time. That wasn't very clear. Same place, pickups. Thank you.
Alex, do you want to do a run of everything at some point?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. We're getting to that time. Andrew, anything?
Just make sure you, every time you have people start, you say where it is, and if you have new people join, don't just say same place, say the place
Sure.
again, because people are a little bit confused.
Yeah, can I work on one last thing?
And
real
less
quick?
body motion, more
Okay.
here.
All right. So really quickly, count before a 1 bar at page turn. So everyone who has the dum 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 dum, play with me right now and tongue it. I'll go a little slower. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one more time. Accuracy. And put the slur back in at that tempo. And all right. So when we go through there and we're back at tempo, make sure that's really even. That's an easy figure to kind of flub a little bit. Let's go back to the beginning of movement 2. Let's run. We'll go straight through the movements.
Alex,
Yes.
do you want it with a solo or do you want the clarinet?
Let's just have the clarinet for now. Thanks. thing I'll say, and that make sure you're looking up for me after that first almost fermata. Start one more time. Last four. Wasn't looking at my score. Pick up to last four. I'll get that.
Out. Up.
Sorry, I realized I gave an audible brush there.
Very nice, very nice. All right.
My name is Kroger. I'm a senior music ed major here, and we're looking at Holst second suite. Oh, and you know it's right over there. So Holst second suite, second movement. Later in a second. Really quickly, cornet solo. Who's on my cornet solo? Okay, great. All right, let's start at the beginning. Second movement with everyone minus the solo. Going for pianissimo, yet articulate. Let's get a better start. Yeah, so we had it by like the third measure, so let's get that right from the start. Let's add the solo back in now. Before A, count with me. 1, 2, 3. Pickups to 3 before A. It'll pick up with the soloist, and then we'll come in. Let's practice this retardando. All right, so pickups to 3 before A. I should hear. But just anytime we had these eighth notes, very cascading, very lush, trying to show that with a little more circular motion. Now, count from the end. It should be 7 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, pickups to 7 before. Pickups to 7 before the end. Let's practice this for Anna. piano, right off. Don't articulate the end. Thank you. Third movement. Let us look. Find letter C, please. Count before it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pickups to 5 before C. I'll give you. Da, 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 da. Dictating that syncopation there. Now, count with me before the end, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pickups to 5 before the end now. I misread. 4 before the end, please.
Show them what the beginning, your prep beat into the blacksmith here. I'm going to ask the ensemble a question.
All right, top of the blacksmith.
Don't play. Okay, what kind of, does he look like a blacksmith?
Probably not.
No, what could he do to look like a blacksmith? Like seriously, kind of get it a little more weighty. Okay, arms out a little bit more. Let's see, conduct that. They don't need to play. And slow. Don't. That's better. Yes. Better. Okay. All right, do the whole what? Second movement?
Yep, second movement.
Thank you.